Hi there, it's Todd, another podcaster, as we like to call them, a Toddcast, and today I want to pre-qualify you so I don't waste your time. Do you want your business to succeed and grow and reach its potential? If the answer is yes, then this is a great video for you. If you don't, then go do something else. But if you really want to grow and reach your potential, the information you're going to get today is absolutely essential. It's something I've learned over 35 years in business and studying how businesses succeed and how they fail. I'm going to share some things with you. Now, the human body is a lot like a business in that it can get sick. It can get cancer. Nobody wants to face this. It's like, I don't want to talk about this, but it's essential that you come to grips with cancer seeds inside your company, because they can metastasize and lead to the death of your company, or at least hobble its ability to reach its potential. Now, I don't like to fire people. I've had to do it lots of times in my life. There's lots of reasons why you fire people, and it's never pleasant. I don't do it with any glee, but when I'm getting rid of a cancer seed, it's one of the things I love doing, because these people are dragging you down, and they are awful people, and it seems that every company has them. Now, here's a truth that I learned from studying Carl von Clausewitz. I'm going to mention him a couple of times today, because he talks about this a lot. He led men. He was a field marshal in the Franco-Prussian Wars way back in the day. And he said that the larger the group of people, the more average the average person is. So what does that mean if you flip it over? We're small business people. We have between 1 and 20 people working. So what he said is, when you have a small group of people, like a platoon, every individual means more to that particular group. So the greater effect a cancer seed person can have on a small company, that's why it's more important that you deal with them. I mean, FedEx has thousands and thousands of employees and hundreds of thousands, or other gigantic corporations, and they have cancer seeds, and they don't affect the overall company. But in a small company, you've got to really, really look out for it. Now, first of all, let's start off with what I call the vision thing. I don't care if you're 1 or 5 people. You are in charge as the boss of the vision of the company and the culture that you set up. A cancer seed is someone who is working against you, working against your vision, your plans, which you want done. They're undermining you. They're working behind your back to mock you. They're trying to resist the culture. Those people, get rid of them. You're going to have an employee handbook. You're going to have some rules. It could be something as silly as Casual Friday. Things that you do, get-togethers, events, awards that you give people. And these people laugh at them, and they don't get along with the culture that you're trying to bring about in your company. These people are cancer seeds. Another thing is laziness. They don't keep up the pace. They're late. They don't take deadlines seriously. Another thing that von Clausewitz went on and on and on about in his book on war was marching. I remember reading it the first time. I was like, why is this guy going on about marching? Pages and pages of marching. You want to know why? Because he was trying to teach us that every army, underneath everything else, I don't care if you're the guy peeling potatoes or the guy in the front line fighting, every army has what he called the pace, like a metronome. And the whole army moves to this pace, and your company has a pace to it. A lazy person screws up the pace, and that person has to go because they drag everybody down. Another thing is just gossiping, causing discontent, office politics. You know yourself, a person is either one of two people. They're either a politician or they are a performer. And you want performers, especially in a small group. You have to be a performer. A politician is somebody who's looking to get something for nothing. They try to earn your confidence. They play games. They golf with you. They schmooze. And what these people are trying to do is get you to write a blank check to them that they don't deserve. And whether they even admit it to themselves or not, they're trying to get something for nothing. There is skullduggery afoot whenever you have politicians in your company. They're cancer seeds. Get rid of them. Then there's complainers. I'm going to put a video down below about how to handle a complainer. I just want to talk about this for just a second. A complainer is not a negative person. A complainer thinks they're fine. They're not negative at all. Sometimes they think very highly of themselves. They're very narcissistic. I'm going to talk about negative people in a second, but a complainer is somebody that doesn't just see the glass as half empty. They see that there's a smudge on the glass, the water tastes funny, it's too cold, it's too hot, there's a crack in the glass. That's a complainer. Get rid of these people. These people think they're fine. By the way, one of the things that I tell everybody regarding complainers, don't try to appease them. Don't say, it's going to be okay. No, that's exactly what they want to hear. These people are trying to suck you into their complaining world. They have deep psychological issues. You are not their father confessor. You are not their shrink. Don't try and fix a complainer. People generally don't change. And if someone is a complainer, don't try and fix them. Move on. Get rid of them. So watch that video down below, because these people, these complainers, I'm telling you, they have a black belt in sucking you into their world and destroying your organization, and that nothing would make them happier. Another cancer seed is the professional excuse maker. I call them the reason people. Reason. You can have two people. One person goes years without missing a day or a deadline, and they show up. They're there. They don't ever give you these BS excuses. And the person beside them, they always seem, and all these excuses are just wonderful. They're great. You can't argue with them. I call them the reason people. Why can't you show up? Reason. And it's always family related, or yes, I got a sore shoulder. So reason. Get rid of excuse makers. These professional excuse makers. Kick them out of your. And by the way, the beauty of a person who's like reason, when they start their BS and they start to get away with it, it tends to go up and escalate very quickly, and you can catch them. The other one is a non-grower. A non-grower. A non-grower is a person who's not triggered to grow. And you know the rule of the universe. You're growing or you're dying. So in your company, you'll have people that take seminars, read self-help books. They read the trade mags. They're trying to be a better person across a wide array of things, such as communication skills, dealing with people, just doing their job. They ask for extra work. These people are trying to grow and be better. They take it seriously. They take their job seriously. The non-grower is someone who's dying. They're worse today than they were a year ago. They stagnate. They drag the team down. And if you have a team of growers and one person's not growing, they will actually start to infect the other people and make people coast. You want everybody challenging each other to become better and growing in your company. So you're growing or dying. You have a reasonable expectation of every person on your staff to grow. You know what? Sometimes I even do that. Well, not sometimes. I always do this with my friends. I avail them to information that will help the individual set better goals, live a happier life, grow. I give them things to think about and so on. And if a person's like, here's what the non-grower will say. I'm this way, and that's just the way I am, and I'm never going to change. When you hear that, fire them. That person is a non-grower, and they're going to infect your company like a cancer. Get rid of them. And finally, you've heard the saying and so many times, but I have to say it. Positive mental attitude. A positive mental attitude makes almost anything possible. And with a bad attitude, nothing's impossible. When a person brings a negative view of themselves and their company, and they're dragging their ass and they're just looking at the world negatively, they see the bad in themselves and in others, and they self-limit, and their fears don't let them really do anything. These people have got to go. In a small organization, the negative attitude has simply got to go. Here's another thing. In super gigantic companies, you can afford to have these people, but in a small organization that needs to be dynamic and growing, you can't have the person who says, this is just a job to me. I show up every day, on time. I pull the lever. 5 o'clock, I check out. That's what I do. I don't really care about the company. I don't think about it. At 5:01, that thing is the last thing on my mind. It's just a job to me. What a person like that is, fundamentally, is disconnected from the why of your organization. They're disconnected from why you're in business, from the passion of your business. They're totally clueless. Now, there may be some exceptions where certain people they're in the periphery of your business and they don't really matter in the sense that they're connected to your vision or your culture. But generally, if someone's in the office and they have no passion and they're disconnected, they don't know why, and they don't want to know. It's like, I don't even want to know why you're doing this. Well, you don't want to know why you're pulling the lever. Don't care. You don't want to know where this thing is going when you don't care. It's a job to me. It's a job. Get rid of those people. So, anyway, businesses can get cancer just like a person. Don't mess around. Don't wait. When someone has cancer, the doctor's like, we got to get on this. You know, this can spread. And a cancer seed in your company can spread and kill your company and greatly undermine its health and its ability to reach its potential. Don't mess around. This is where you as a leader, you have to have courage. You have to have courage and fight this. And you hear people say, oh, he fought cancer, he fought it hard. Well, this is the way you need to be when you have a cancer seed in your company.